So the AGM X2 is a very interesting rugged phone, which caught my attention recently when browsing through GearBest, and well, I decided to give it a go, purchased a unit for review. So this one comes with a Snapdragon 653 processor, 6 GB of RAM, up to 128 GB of memory. There also is a 64 GB model, a dual camera, and interesting stuff like NFC, a VOC sensor, a 6000 mAh battery, and an AMOLED screen. So this thing is expensive, yes, but it is kind of a premium device. And as far as I know, AGM belong to Hisense, so there is a bigger brand behind them. So I actually got this phone, as you can see, and I wanted to give you my first impressions today, but they aren't overly positive because I stumbled upon some serious issue. So I went outside for this with this phone to test the reception quality inside mobile networks. And when I went outside and tried to connect to the internet, I noticed that I am offline. So right now I disconnected my Wi-Fi just so you can see that. So as you can see, I have a signal, but it's just telephony, no data. If there would be data, it would display an E or a H or a LTE sign next to the signal bar, but it doesn't. So that means we don't have any data connection, and this can be confirmed in the service menu, going into phone information, and here you can see data service disconnected, voice service in service. So I can drop phone calls from this device, no issues whatsoever, but I can't get a data connection for some reason. And no matter if it's Edge, if it's 3G or 4G, it just doesn't work. I don't get mobile data on this phone. So what's the cause of this? Well, at first I thought it's just an issue I often stumble upon with Chinese phones, that the APN isn't correct. So I went into the APN settings under cellular networks, and well, it says O2 Internet, which is by the name alone the correct APN I need for my O2 card. So let's check it out. And yep, all settings are correct. MMSC is correct, MMS proxy is correct, MMS port is correct, which by the way isn't for internet access anyway. MMCC is correct, MNC is correct, authentication type is correct, MVNO is empty, which is the right setting. We can change authentication type to PAP or CHAP just to test if this changes something. Let's restart the modem by going into airplane mode and disabling it again. And it will change nothing because I already did that in the past. So for sure this is not caused by the APN settings on this phone, which is really strange. So what else could be the issue? Well, of course, maybe it's the SIM slot, but it isn't. I changed the SIM card into the other slot, didn't change anything. Is it frequencies? No, it can't be, because this phone has almost global coverage. It supports tons of frequencies, including everything present here in Germany. The next thing I tried was a factory reset. Maybe it's just some issue with the firmware or something like that, I thought. But no, it's not. After the factory reset, mobile data still didn't work, only telephony. So the next thing I tried was throwing in another SIM card, this time a Vodafone card, which didn't work as well. So the very same issues there. I can drop phone calls, but I can't establish a data connection. And again, APN was correct, so it should work. It was the same data that worked on all my other phones. And then I got a T-Mobile SIM card from a friend of mine, and again the very same issue, no mobile data on this phone. And you know what's really strange is that it isn't an issue with finding the networks, because if I do a manual search for network operators, it will find 3G networks. Let me just quickly go upstairs to show you that. So as you can see, I just did the manual network search. And there we go, E+, 3G, O2, 2G, those two are the networks I can connect to. We have Vodafone, 2G, 3G and 4G. We have Telecom, 3G, 2G and 4G. So the networks get recognized, but if I try to connect manually, it either fails with an error message or it says registered on the network, but it doesn't change anything about the fact that I don't get a data connection. So I'm still offline and can't use any mobile internet with this phone. And that's just all really disappointing, because besides of that, this phone hasn't any issues I stumbled upon so far. It works really well. Performance is good, screen is good, camera is pretty usable. The dual camera works really well. Reception quality seems good. Build quality is top notch for this device. It really is waterproof too. So besides of the mobile network issues, so far I'm really satisfied. So that's really disappointing, but a non-working mobile data connection is just something that renders any smartphone unusable. So I don't know, is it just my unit or is this a general issue? If you're facing the same stuff with the AGM X2, please drop a comment down below in the video comments so I can forward this to the manufacturer so they can have a look at that, because that's just something that's outright sad. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and hopefully see you soon with a full review from a working device.